Hello friends, I, Surbhi Mathur, working as an assistant professor in Biyani Institute of Science and Management, welcome you all on behalf of GuruKPO.com. Today, we are going to discuss about a very recent or we can say very popular concept that is known as the different type of advertisements. As we usually started various type of advertisement or we came across the different type of advertisements in our daily life. So this is we are going to discuss in our today's discussion. Now there are different type of advertisement that can be termed as commercial, non-commercial, primary demand advertising, selective demand advertising, comparative, classified and display advertising, and there are many more advertisements form, but we are going to discuss about some of these issues. Now the first is a commercial. As we all know, commercial, when this word comes in our mind, we means a business, and when we say or when we think about the business, it means to sell and to earn the profit. So commercial advertisements are nothing but they are just promoting the product to increase the sales, to increase the revenue, or basically to influence our or we or consumer in order to purchase the product. Because the commercial advertisements are basically those that are simply emphasizing on the utilities of a product, on the particular brand, and many more we can say commercial advertisements nowadays using celebrities also, with the term that we must heard about it, that is celebrity endorsements. Now when we see on a TV that the famous actress Aishwarya Rai Bachchan is promoting the product of Laurel. So what is that? She is just doing to endorsing the product in order to increase its sales. So that is known as a commercial advertisement. Or we simply says that if any famous athlete bragging about the benefits of any particular type of product, say it be a shoes or any energy drink, so then it can also be a term as commercial advertisement. Now next we move to the non-commercial one. Opposed to the commercial one, non-commercial advertisements are those that are basically promoting the social cause and main purpose is to educate the people. Now here the point comes why we need to educate the people. Now non-commercial advertisements are those that are basically advertised by some non-profitable institutions, or we can say our government of India, or somewhat religious or any political institution, to create the awareness among the public about promoting some social cause. Or sometimes these ads are such that basically influence to change the activity habits or to change the consumer behavior. We frequently see the advertisements on the television or any internet, or we might see these advertisements in the newspaper or magazine that to prevent the cancer, one must go not with the alcohol and basically tobacco. So these ads are such that basically reduce the consumption of tobacco and alcohol related products. So why these are doing this? Because they want to communicate, they want to send a message to the public that please do not consume tobacco, do not consume liquor as it causes a danger to your health. So these are known as non-commercial advertisements. Next is primary demand advertising. Now the primary means is a very basic thing. So primary demand advertising are those that basically promote the particular product category. I want to emphasize here, it means a particular product category, not a specified brand. There was a very famous campaign of Got Milk in abroad few years back. Now that Got Milk advertising campaign was advertised to basically increase the consumption of milk among the public, rather than they are influencing on which brand of the milk a person should have. So here that campaign was done in order to promote the activity of consuming the milk and to induce to the consumer that they should consume a 1 cup of milk every day. One must thing also include in the primary demand that advertisers also include these type of advertising when the product is introduced in the market, just to make the consumer aware about a general product category. In the year 1970 when the VCRs was launched, so that time the advertising campaigning was just done to know or to make sure to remind the consumers that yes, VCR is very indeed product, it is a valuable product. So they are not focusing on which VCR you should go with, whether to go with any particular company or the brand. No, they are basically focusing on the VCR product, that is a product category. So that can also be termed as a primary demand advertising. Next is a selective demand. Now as the name suggests, selective demand. So these advertising are basically done in order to promote a particular brand. So here manufacturer is totally focused on its own brand. They just want to show that their brand is better. They just want to show that their utilities, their benefits are much better as compared to other products by showing some unique characteristics. Next is the classified ads. Now the ads which we used to see in the newspaper, which we used to see in other periodicals, like we want a house for a rent, or we want basically to sell anything, just matrimonial sites, they are nothing but they are termed as the classified ads. Now these ads are generally of a short length and they are basically specified in a one column. So classified advertisements are basically common in the periodicals and they are also cheap. Next is display advertisements. Now display means something that is large in size. Until we display something big, people won't notice it. So display advertisements are much larger than classified ads because it contains text also. It contains companies' images also, companies' pictures also, companies' logos also, and sometimes it contains picture maps also. So sometimes if we see that any exhibition is there, so we used to watch posters on the screen on the big walls that the exhibition is of particular product with timings, with rate, discount, everything is there. So such type of posters are included in the display advertising. Posters, hoarding, banners which we used to see on railway stations, bus stations or in airport around, so that can be termed as a display advertising. And the last but not the least is the comparative advertising. Now when I can say comparative, it means I am comparing my ad with another competitor. So two characteristics are this. First, comparative advertising are those that promotes its own advantage, and second, not own advantage but it is showing that how I am superior as my competitor. So indirectly what I am doing, I am basically reflecting my competitor weakness. So in this way, what an advertiser used to do in the comparative advertising, he or she tried to portray the images of the product better than the competitor, because in this way I just want to show that my product is better as compared to competitor. So indirectly or by making a direct references, we must have about the Ren and Tide, Coke and Pepsi, Samsung and Horlicks, Apple and Apple and Samsung, Horlicks and Complan, and Audi and Mercedes. So these are the examples of comparative advertising because these companies used to be a competitor of each other. So that's just I want to say that with a variety of the advertisement, different type of advertisements are there, but just to promote a particular product, which type of advertisement you should refer, that should be depend on a particular target audience, and that should be depend on the particular taste and the preference of the consumer. Thank you and thank you for watching this video, and for further details kindly log on to our website www.gurukpo.com.